everybody and welcome back to my channel. It feels so weird doing like a main channel type video because I've not done one in honestly months. I've mostly been vlogging, so it's actually really nice to sit down and have a chat with you. Today's video is one I've wanted to film for honestly ages. I am going to be filming today a relationships question and answer. Thought I'd sit down and film a video talking, answering some of your questions, put a story up on my Instagram, send me some questions, and you guys delivered. So I've got the questions written down in my notebook. I'm going to be reading them and then answering them for you. To sum up my dating life, it's literally dry as the Sahara Desert at the minute. Like, it's just not happening. I've been single 2 years nearly, but I feel like I'm quite experienced in the boy region because I've had the most horrendous boys in my past. So sit down, grab a drink, and let's get straight on into this video. First question is, what are red flags in a relationship? I definitely think lack of trust. Like, you need to trust someone in a relationship. Protective with their phone or hiding the phone is another one, because I have been out with boys who, when the phone goes off, it's either face down, so you can't see who it is, or it's on airplane mode. That is definitely a red flag. Lying about where they are, who they're going with. I mean, I aren't bothered if you're going out with a friend that's a girl. Just tell me. I'd rather someone be honest. Again, that links back to the honesty thing. Another one is they don't plan to see you. My ex never planned to see me without me asking him, oh, when do you want to do, what do you want to do, when do you want to do this? And he'd be like, oh, I don't know. If they don't plan to see you, they don't want to see you. They make you feel guilty about seeing your friends, or any controlling behaviour, any messaging asking where you are, who you with, send me photos, because the amount of friends that I have, and I keep telling them, get rid of that boy, because they're just constantly, where are you, what are you doing, asking them to send photos of us together. What psychopath does that? Just no. Girl, run. If any of those red flags come up, girl, bye, because that's just, you are too good and deserve so much better than that toxicity. Nah, bye. Next problem that's been sent in is it too intense if I spend a lot of time with him? Now, I've known people in the past that are like this, spend a lot of time with their boyfriend. Now, I completely get that, like, the love of your life, obviously you're going to spend more time with them naturally because they're your boyfriend or girlfriend. But when it's impacting on your friendships and seeing your friends, that is when I have a problem. Because people in the past that I've been friends with bring the boyfriends everywhere with them when we go out. When I say it's a girls' night and then the boyfriend rocks up, I'm just like, just when it impacts on your friends, as long as you keep, when your friends want to see you by yourself, you see them by yourself, and if they want your boyfriend there, then that's all good. But don't constantly be like prioritising him when you've already planned something with your friends. I always say, whoever you make plans with first is the one you should stick with. So if your friends ask you to go for like a night out, and then your boyfriend's like 2 days later, I don't want to hang out on that same day, you need to be like, actually I've got plans, because if you're cancelling your friends for your boyfriend, they're gonna start getting annoyed at you. Next dilemma someone has sent in is, does height matter? Now, my personal experience, yes it does, but only because I'm a tall gal. I'm 5'10", 5'11", so I can't be walking around with a 5'4" boy. But not naturally, you do you. If you're, as I said, as tall as I am, and you fancy someone who's like 5'5", date them. I went to school with a girl who dated a boy that was like 5'3", and she was like 5'10", and it worked amazing for them for when they were together. But just for my personal preference, I couldn't date someone that's like 5. My lowest I'd probably go is like 5'9", 5'8" at a push. It just be because I love wearing heels as well. I like being tall. But then when my partner's I feel a bit like the man, and I don't want to feel like the man in my relationship. So any tall boys out there, come my way, because I know the tall boys like the small girls, but then it's like, what's left for the tall girls? The smaller you are, the more variety you have in boys. The taller you are, it's harder. Trust me, coming from a 5'10" girl, it's hard out here, alright? Next question is, how long should you wait till you have sex with them? I mean, I am not here to judge. I'm not here to judge at all. My sexual experiences have not been the best in the world. I'm not going to judge. If you want to have sex on the first date, you do that. If you want to wait 3 months, you do that. If you want to consummate your marriage on the wedding night, you do that. When I was younger, I used to always say, oh, I'm never going to have sex till marriage. Didn't last long, did that, Chloe, did it? But both of my sexual experiences I really regret, because bad things came from both of them. I might do, if you want to see a story of like losing my virginity and what happened with all that, let me know down below, because I'll happily tell you. Whenever you feel ready, as long as you are comfortable, because there's nothing worse than when you not feel comfortable, because your muscles kind of tense up and it hurts a lot more. You've got to feel relaxed with the person to be able to do it. So whenever you're ready, girl, just do it and enjoy it, because sex is an amazing thing. So next question is, do you think long distance can work? I 110% think long distance can work, but, and this is a big but, only if you have amazing communication and you both put in equal effort into the relationship, because you can't do long distance if one person is not putting in the effort, because it'll just fade out. Again, going back to my ex lives the other side of the main city that we live in, and he thought that was too long distance. So clearly he wasn't the right person, because he wasn't putting in enough effort. If, say, I lived in London and my boyfriend lived in Scotland and I loved him that much, I would happily travel those miles to go see him. It just depends on how invested you are in the relationship and if you're willing to put in the time and the effort. And if you are, props to you, because I honestly think people that make long distance work are just like amazing people. If someone doesn't see themselves getting married or having kids, would that be a no-go? Now, for me, that is definitely a no-go, because my ultimate dream in life is to get, like, I'm not even bothered about, give me any job, I'm not fussed. The one thing I want in life is to get married and have kids. That is my, like, my dreams will be met the day I give birth to a child and I'm married. So yes, if definitely, if they don't see, like, if they aren't committed and they don't see a future like that, that's just a definite, like, we ain't gonna work, because that is something I really want and my partner has to want that as well. The next question is, what is your perfect date? My perfect date would be, see, I'm at the ends of both spectrums, so my perfect date would either be like getting really glammed up, getting like nice dress on, makeup, hair all done, and going for a really nice meal and drinks, or I really like the dates where it's like activities, like I love doing crazy golf on a date, bowling, all that, living for that. It just makes a fun conversation, like, and also my competitive streak comes out, and boys kind of like a competitive girl, so win-win both ways. Next question is, would you go back to an ex? Hell no. An ex is an ex for a reason, and they clearly weren't right for you. I am actually coming out of this 2 years single. If you've watched me for a long time, you saw the heartbreak and everything I went through, but coming out the other end, I now know that these lads in the past were not right for me, and they've all taught me a lesson, good or bad, me a lesson, and it's either a lesson to know what I want in a man or a lesson to know what I don't want in a man. And all these childish boys that are my exes just ain't right. They ain't the one, girl, so just move on. Your Prince Charming's out there somewhere. Next question is, thoughts on boys liking other girls' pictures? Now, I have struggled with this quite a lot through my teenage years. Since I got Instagram when I was 13, I've struggled with this, because I am such a stalker, and I'm happy to admit it, because if any of you need someone stalking, I'll happily do it, because I'm like a little detective. I'm like, but if my boyfriend was liking other girls' pictures, as long as they don't entertain them, as long as they don't like start messaging them, commenting on the photos, as long as they look but they don't touch, that's what I keep saying. Obviously if it was like underwear pictures, I'd be a bit more like, why are you liking them? But as long as they're loyal to you and you trust them, it shouldn't be a concern. Next question is, how is single life? Now, I'm literally going to read to you what I wrote down here, because it just summarises me to a T. I put, I'm staying single until I meet the right person for me. I want someone loyal and honest and shows interest and actually wants me. Not wanting to mess about, no one's controlling me. Just love that. Being single has shown me a lot of things of what lads like. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you do know I like posting pictures that show off my body, because I love my body. My body is keeping me alive. I love how my body looks. I'm not ashamed to say it. So when I'm getting lads, when I'm single, commenting saying, you were my girlfriend, I won't want you doing this, and the photos you post are wrong, like that's all mine to see. Hun, sorry, that ain't gonna happen then, because if a boy cannot control me and tell me what to do, I could do what I want. And my boyfriend will appreciate that I love my body and I'm confident, and he will be the one that knows that, yeah, these boys are seeing it, but who's actually tapping it? Exactly. Enough of that rant. The next question is, oh my god, worst dating experience. Well, there's two just instantly sprung to mind, so I'm going to tell you the story. So the first one was a boy called, what am I going to call him? Chandler. I've just looked at my friend's phone. I'm going to call him Chandler. Was talking to in my first year of uni, and after uni one day we decided to meet up. I was going to go back to his uni accommodation and was going to watch some films. Not like that, don't get dirty in your head, it was literally just watching films. So I met him on the university campus, and his pictures, he looked a lot taller and a lot younger than what he did when I saw him. So I was just stood waiting. He was like, oh, I think I can see you. I turned around and I just went. He looked about 10 years older than his photos. I was like, sorry, what? And then he opened his mouth, and his voice, no, I shouldn't judge people on his voice, but his voice was like, you know that scene in, what film is it, where he goes, hello ladies? It was like that. I literally couldn't believe it. I was like, what am I doing? And I'd said I'd stay at his till 8 o'clock because I was meant to be going home that day, like back to my home, not my uni home. So mum was like, oh, from 8, and just picking me up near where he lived. So I was like, right, I've got to stay all day. For bear in mind, I finished uni at 12, so I had to stay 8 hours at his house. And all these flatmates were being like childish and sitting outside the door and like laughing and saying, oh, Chandler's got to go around, Chandler's got to go around. And then he were like trying to act all like cool, and I was just like, no. So the second 8 o'clock hit, I just dashed, I ran. I was like, yeah, block on everything. I was like, never again. Second worst date. Oh god. Again, another Tinder story. Don't meet boys of Tinder because they're, oh, no. This boy, oh, he was gorgeous. He was really fit. He was actually a rugby player. I can't remember what unit it was for. It was one of them in Leeds. We met and we went for food. I can't remember where we went. It was somewhere in the Trinity Centre. We went for food. It was going really well. I had a really nice day. He dropped me off home. I thought, oh my god, this might actually work out. I got a text from him. I opened the text. What an amazing girl. What would make this even better would be if you sent me some photos of your feet. What? He wanted me to send photos of my feet, and he wanted me to walk in certain steps. He had a foot fetish. Oh, I was like, no. He wanted me to walk in like baked beans, custard, tomato sauce, showing the underneath of my feet, showing me painting my nails. I was like, oh no. And then the last question I'm going to answer, which I think is a very reoccurring thing that's happening in my life at the minute. Someone said, this lad I like showed interest in the beginning but is now acting distant. What do I do? Do I chase him or do I leave him? Now, I have been experiencing this for the past year. Certain lads have come into my life and I'm like, I fall too easily. I admit that I fall so easy. And one specific lad will literally, I could write my type on paper, like personality and looks wise, it was him. And he acted interested in the beginning and just switched off one day and the distance happened. But as my dad always tells me, boys are like buses. Don't chase a bus when it's leaving, you wait for the next one. So why would you chase after someone that doesn't want you when you can be there for the right person? You know what, that quote has got me through so much. Like, why are you chasing after the wrong ones when you can just wait for the right one? I'm gonna end this video here for you guys. I had many more questions, so I might do a part 2 to this. If you want to see that, let me know down below. But thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.